Hello, my name is Lars Bullinger. I am the medical director of the Department of Hematology, Oncology, and Tumor Immunology at the Charité Universitätsmedizin in Berlin. And it's my great pleasure to talk to you on behalf of the Harmony Alliance, where I'm coordinating the work package 2. And I'm happy to talk to you today or briefly present some of the, in my opinion, very fascinating projects that are ongoing and that will in the future shape the way how we deal with patients who have hematologic malignancies. In brief, after we had built up the Harmony platform, which is a big data platform that unites almost all European countries, we have academic partners, industry partners, who put the data together to learn more about the disease and to use the power of these large data sets to capture the heterogeneity of the disease. So this by itself is already a very fascinating achievement. Also that all these stakeholder groups, academic persons, general hospitals, FBR members, that's industry, but also regulatory bodies, as well as, of course, patients, patient advocates contribute to the project on an international basis in Europe. I think this is a success story by itself. But now we are starting to really use the data that has entered the database. We run several interesting projects, as I had mentioned. And if you're interested and want to learn more about these projects, you're welcome to visit our homepage, harmony/alliance.eu/projects. There you can find detailed information on all of them. But first, I will share some of the results with you, which we have recently achieved on the acute myeloid leukemia project, which was the pilot project, as the first data set to enter the Harmony Alliance was coming from profiling of acute myeloid leukemia cases. So one of the success stories is that we currently do already have over 7,000 data sets on AML in the Harmony database. There is many more in the pipeline, so we really hope that by the end of the year we have achieved our goal to have at least 10,000 leukemia data sets. We are now using the tools which we have implemented in the platform to mine the data thoroughly. We can use this to better capture gene-gene interactions that are important for clinical decision-making. For example, we can identify markers that predict response or relapse to chemotherapy or to allogeneic transplantation. Furthermore, we are also using the data to develop sophisticated machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligence-based methods to predict patient outcome on an individual basis. And we are pretty confident that the results from that project will contribute to better patient management in the future. Based on those achievements, we have now started many side projects, if you wish. We are, for example, now using the large database to specifically look at patients who have acquired their leukemia on the basis of a preceding myelodysplastic syndrome. We are studying the impact of age or gender, for example. And we, of course, also have now the power to look at specific sub-entities. And recently we, for example, embarked on a project where we study acute promyelocytic leukemia. That's a rare subtype of leukemia, which can be treated very well. But nevertheless, some of the patients relapse. We do not understand that very well yet. And there we really need the power of these large data sets that are collected across all the countries in Europe. And finally, with regard to AML, we are now also looking at the relevance of how well we control the disease. That means we focus our projects also on the data which we are going to collect on measurable residual disease, which is becoming more and more important, especially as we now have these targeted therapies, such as the recently approved kinase inhibitors at hand. And we do also collect data, for example, on AML patients that are treated with midostaurin. But of course, there is many more diseases in Harmony. So there is ongoing projects now also on myelodysplastic syndrome, where we want to study the impact of hypomethylating agents, for example. There is very challenging projects ongoing in acute lymphocytic leukemia, where we closely work together in the platform for diseases, for leukemias coming from adults and children, as ALL is much more common in young adults and children. And there, led by Tony Moorman, we have a very interesting project that focuses on outcome-associated markers in ALL, genes such as, for example, IKZF1, an important transcription factor in the disease. But we are, of course, then also focusing on specificities that, for example, have to do with age. And we, of course, also focus in that patient cohort, especially on the relapsed refractory patients. And then to end with one more success story, I briefly want to mention the myeloma project, which is led by an outstanding collaborative group who were able to use data coming from Europe to optimize the current prognostication in multiple myeloma and to allow thereby for a more personalized treatment of that very relevant disease. And in the end, of course, I also want to mention the other diseases which are part of Harmony. We have projects ongoing for non-Hodgkin lymphoma and also for CLL, where also first results were recently published and will be presented at the upcoming EHA meeting. And with this, I'm at the end. I hope I could convince you that Harmony is a very good project to be part of. You're all welcome to participate, and hopefully we can present you many more interesting projects and results from Harmony in the future. Thank you very much.